Hi, welcome to Sylvie's technique vlog. In this vlog, in case you're not familiar with my technique vlogs, basically I'm just giving an idea of something that I've been working on or something that I'm currently kind of thinking about in my training. They're not necessarily like a how-to, they're not necessarily instructional, they're not even necessarily demonstrational, because often it's something that I'm working on and trying to figure out for myself. So this technique vlog, in all my technique vlogs, I give kind of a public version, which is a few minutes long, and it's introducing the technique that I'm working on. It's something that you can take directly to your gym and start working on. And then I also have a much longer version where I reference the actual instruction from the legends and crews in the Muay Thai library, often who I've taken these techniques or ideas from. And so I have a longer version for my patrons if you're interested in hearing much more about these techniques. If the public version kind of gets you interested and you want to hear way more about it, you can click on the link in the description below, and as a patron, watch the longer version. This technique vlog is about something that I've been working on for an incredibly long time, and something about technique and actual skills in Muay Thai is that they kind of are very circular. Like you never actually take anything off the table. You're never like, well, I've got that kick done, and so I never have to work on my kick again. You'll have like a really good kick, and then you start working on your elbows, and your kick kind of gets weird, and you have to like circle back around and work on that. This one actually, I'm doing this technique vlog because rather than it being something that I'm particularly working on at this moment, it was brought to my attention by one of my viewers talking about how difficult it was, and that they were working for themselves on the lead leg kick without a switch. What is that? So everyone knows a switch kick, right? So you switch your leg back and then you fire from your front side. To fire from your front side without switching is a little bit difficult. So if you're like at a standstill and you want to just fire it from there, it can be pretty tricky. The thing that you have to do, and what I said to this person as they were working on it, is that you just have to pay attention to where your weight is. The difficulty in firing a front or a lead kick without switching is that we're not aware of where our weight is. The reason you switch is to get your weight on your front leg so that then you can shift your weight forward as you're coming with this back leg. If you're standing like this, a lot of people are like front leg heavy because they like to punch or things like this. If your weight is on your front leg, there's no fucking way you can fire that shot. So you have to rock your weight back onto your back leg before you can fire that. It's basically the same as how you would do a teep. So if you're standing like this, you do not have to like switch back to be able to throw a teep, right? So you want your weight to be pretty similar to how it would be if you were just gonna from this, and you can even bounce your front leg, fire a teep. It's similar. You just rock your weight onto your back leg and you can fire it that way, like this. When you're teaching yourself how to do this, you are not going to have any power on your front lead kick for a long time. It's going to be wonky, you're going to be off balance, you're going to like force yourself to move your feet for a really long time. I honestly can't generally throw it without any movement of my feet. It's the same thing I was talking about when you throw a teep, you kind of barely step this leg forward a little bit. I do this, right? So my foot comes barely forward, and then I rock my leg, my weight onto my back leg, and I can go. So that's one way to do it. Another way is to kind of like step out to the side and just kind of throw it that way. I've become pretty proficient in this by working on it for many years, and I'm just doing it with a bag, like at a dead standstill, just firing it up like this. But my trainer, Krunu, is incredibly good at this, and his son, who is orthodox, but his left kick is really just what he fires the best, and he fires it from that front position. It comes out of nowhere, it's incredibly fast, and it just whoop, it's got like nice power to it. Don't get frustrated if you don't have power in your lead kick without switching at first. Just don't switch to give it power. Keep working on it until you have power in it with a non-switch, and then you will have a non-switching lead kick. If you're interested in this, I'm going to talk more about this for my patrons. I'm going to give some examples from the Muay Thai library, and I'm going to talk about the context in which you can do two different things in not switching based on where your opponent is and how to train that. So if you're interested in hearing about that, click on the link in the description below. As a patron, you can watch the longer video. And if you're a patron, I'm about to talk way more about this. So The thing about the standstill is that when you're first training it and you want to teach it to yourself from a dead standstill, you're doing it with the bag completely steady as well. So you're just teaching yourself to do this. The second way that you can do a non-switching lead kick is actually just to walk forward. So you're not doing a switch like this, which people can see, but you're just walking, right? So if you're here and your opponent's there and you're standing like this, you just literally, it's like you're strolling down the park, right? Just walk like this. Those two kicks have context. If your opponent is standing still, or if they're coming towards you, you don't switch at all. You intercept them as they're coming. So you can do this with a swinging bag. As your opponent's coming towards you, that's when you fire that one from nothing, right? So you can do this swinging a bag so that you can get the context of their weight coming forward. If you watch Karahat in the Muay Thai library, he teaches me so much about reading someone's weight and watching when their weight starts to shift towards you, that's when you fire a shot. You do that with a swinging bag, and that's perfect for this non-switching lead kick to intercept someone as they're coming towards you. I get hit by this. As the approaching fighter, someone just nailing me into my open side. That's why you would do a lead kick, is to hit an orthodox fighter's open side. When you're walking, the other one I showed you, from here, like this is if your opponent's going away from you. If your opponent is going away from you and you try to fire that kick, you're not going to land it on them. You have to step forward. So you still swing the bag, right? But now you're going to chase it. As it's going forward, you catch it. So you can actually, a bag swings back and forth. You can switch back and forth between these. And now I'm going to follow like this. So start from a dead standstill. Start with the bag just staying where it is. And you can get used to your weight transferring back as you're trying to fire on the bag. So keep the bag steady. Have pretty good like 50-50 so that you can feel where your weight is, and then just work on that like here. Then you can start swinging the bag and work on opponent coming towards you, same kick, or opponent going away from you, like this. You can add in little like fakes as you're coming in, fake, bop. But you're basically cheating when you're following someone because you're taking your lead kick and turning it into a rear kick because you are switching your stance, but by stepping forward. Ram Ba made a big deal to me. He said, it's more beautiful when you step forward for that kick. I was doing like a little like shuffle thing. I wasn't doing the like straight up lead one, which Kru Nu is really amazing at. Jen Hong Tong Lek can also do this really well, really fast. You can see him in the Muay Thai library. But you want to practice doing both the opponent coming towards you, and if they're coming towards you, you want to be reading where their weight is. That's why it's really good to swing the bag. And then you also want to practice the cheating switch step, which is not doing like a big gallop to switch, but just walking into your opposite stance and firing that shot. So that is the non-switching lead kick. I hope you guys play with it. And again, nothing is ever settled and taken off the table. You get good at this, and then it kind of goes away because you got good at it and you worked on other things. And then you're going to have to come back to it to keep working on it. So as a technique vlog, this is something that I've been working on for a really long time, but not consistently for a long time, not persistently for a long time, but continuing to come back to and play with it and getting better with it. I've gotten much better at it as I've started to learn to read weight coming towards me, as Karahat taught me as well. So I hope you guys enjoy that and work on this.